right, clarinets, let's talk about your bottom joint and your bell and how we can add that to our top joint, okay? So I'm gonna already kind of pretend like we've already warmed up on our mouthpiece, barrel, and top joint. So I've already got that built, okay? So carefully place that and rest it in your case, all right, so that it doesn't get hurt. Don't try to put it on your lap where it can roll. Put it down, lay it kind of across your case while it's open there so that it doesn't get injured while we're working with the other pieces, okay? So of course, first thing, let's go ahead and cork grease the bottom cork on your bottom joint, because that's where our bell is going to attach, right? So this is your bottom joint. It's got these pinkies out here, which are really important and very easy to bend, so be careful, all right? Okay, so let's put a couple swipes of cork grease on there. Not too much. Make sure there's no clumps. You can kind of spread it around with your finger if you need to, okay? All right, so our bell is gonna attach to the bottom of your bottom joint here. So you can see I'm kind of gripping it down here across this rod. I don't want to grip on these pinky keys because again, they're really easy to bend since they're so long and they kind of stick out far away from our clarinet, okay? So I grip down here at the bottom where you have those kind of big pads and that one long rod, okay? So our bell is just going to twist on to that cork. So just push and twist. Nothing too much to worry about there. If you've got kind of one of those thick new corks, you might have to go back and forth as you push on, you know, a couple times, all right? Mine, I can kind of, my cork has been used, so I can kind of push and just twist one direction and it goes on, okay? So now we have essentially the two halves of our clarinet built, okay? Now, I wanna draw your attention here, okay? So here's your pinky keys. Then on the other side, okay, this is half of what we call our bridge key, okay? And actually, underneath your side keys on your top joint, there's the other half of the bridge key. And that part, actually, we want it to go over this part here on your bottom joint, okay? It builds, why it's called a bridge, it builds a bridge from, so that the bottom half of your clarinet can talk to the top half of the clarinet, okay? So like when we push keys down here, it'll talk and register with the mechanics on your top joint, okay? Builds a bridge, hence the bridge key, okay? All right, so again, I'm gonna make sure I'm gripping my clarinet down here, the bottom joint, not on any of the pinky keys, and carefully reach for your top joint again, okay? So again, if you notice, again, under your side keys there, there's that top half of the bridge key that is again gonna go over this part on your bottom joint. Now to help us do that, if you actually press down on this second tone ring, like that's the tone ring that your second finger goes over, look what happens. See how it raises up that little part of the bridge, right? Okay, I like to press down on that because then again, it helps go over this part on your bottom joint, okay? So what I like to do is I kind of offset my pieces here, okay? So here's my side keys, here's that where my bridge key is gonna go over, okay? And I'm gonna do short twists back and forth until, and again, pressing down there, until I get the two halves together, okay? And then you can align, see how they're not quite lined up yet. It's hard to see, there it is. Okay, I wanna get this part of the bridge right in the middle of the bottom part of the bridge. Okay, so I'm just gonna twist until they're totally aligned, okay? And it might be easier to see on your clarinet because you can kind of see under those bridge keys a little better, okay? But then here is my proper alignment for my bridge key. So again, I'll show you again. So again, I like to kind of, again, press down on that second tone ring to lift your bridge, okay? Then I purposefully start with them not together because again, I'm gonna use those short twisties back and forth to get my top and bottom joint together before I twist to align my bridge keys, okay? Now again, short twist back and forth because if you try to twist these pieces all the way around, look what can happen. You get this collision of pinky keys on the bottom joint and side keys on the top joint, okay? okay? So again, be really careful and make sure you're using short twisties back and forth, okay? So push the parts together until you don't see any cork, right? They're all the way together. Short twisties back and forth, unaligned. Once they're together, twist until that bridge key is aligned, okay? Just be really careful, because again, we don't want to get anything jammed up or bent, okay? All right, so that is how we build your full clarinet. Pretty cool. Be careful though, but pretty cool.